And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. Today is June 30th, 2025, and I'm your host, Saint Nick. Alrighty, well, folks, final day of the month, the start of a new week, and one day closer to the start of the NFL season. Now, NBA free agency is starting today, but it's the NFL that's making the buzz today. So today on the show, we break down the NFL, we break down the NBA, but we got to start, and we got to start quick, folks, because breaking news in the NFL. And all I'm going to say is that if we're going to have breaking news, can we not slow drip the news? Can we just get it all out there in once? Can we not just try to race to Twitter to be the first one to get the trade out, because it just kept going. The list just kept going. And me as a Dolphins fan, the first initial part of the trade, I loved it. I was gushing over it. Yes. But then it seems like every minute there was a new stipulation on the trade that just kept coming through. And every time I said, no. So here we go. The big old news today, Jalen Ramsey.
Toughness isn't a trait.
Officially traded from the Dolphins to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, we've kind of known that this was going to be happening. The Dolphins were very adamant on getting rid of Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey very adamant on getting out of Miami. So we knew this was going to happen. We knew this was going to happen for probably the last month now. Took a little bit longer than what we were expecting, but it does officially happen. So Jalen Ramsey takes to Twitter. He says, I break my own news. What's up? He says, here we go, Steelers, with the montage of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So the official first tweet by Adam Schefter, and I was cool with this. Dolphins trade Jalen Ramsey to the Steelers. Let's back it up. The first tweet was Jalen Ramsey's getting traded to the Steelers, and I was cool with that. No disrespect to Jalen Ramsey. Yes, he's great. One of the top corners. He's one of the best of it at his position. Don't love his leadership. The locker room sometimes can get a little And sometimes, I'm going to say this, I think sometimes watching the games, I see Jalen Ramsey a little lackadaisical out there on defense, not locking in. All right? But I love Jalen Ramsey, very good. He's a great, he'll go down as one of the best corners of all time. We know this. But I don't love his actions all the time on the field. I'll just say that. So, getting rid of Jalen Ramsey, I had no problem with it. I kind of liked it. Now, our defense, our secondary is an issue. Once again, I've been gushing about our front line, our defensive line, our front four, our edge rushers, but our secondary needs a little bit of work, and getting rid of Jalen Ramsey definitely hurts that a little bit. But came the shining light. We didn't just trade him for nothing. We got him back, baby. Minkah Fitzpatrick. And I'm gushing. Minkah Fitzpatrick is one of my favorite defensive players in the league. And not just because he was a Dolphin. No. Just how he plays the game. And just kind of, this is, I think, the way that overall defenses are going to be trending towards in the next 10, 20 years as more athleticism kind of starts developing on the offensive side of the ball. We've just kind of seen finally the defense catching up to the offense. But I feel like this is kind of the way that defenses are going to transform. Roaming safeties, these hyper athletic safeties that are going to be, moved around the field all game long. We see it with Minkah Fitzpatrick. We see it with another one of my favorite players, Budda Baker. Big time shout out. Our man with the Saints, the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, dog. And, the OG, we got to shout out for the Steelers, Troy Polamalu, all kind of the same breed of safeties. And absolutely a huge fan of Minkah Fitzpatrick. So, love having him back. Love having a 1-for-1 swap. Jalen Ramsey for Minkah Fitzpatrick. I would do that deal in a heartbeat. And the only reason why the Dolphins got rid of Minkah Fitzpatrick in the first place was that he didn't like Brian Flores, our head coach. And not a lot of people like Brian Flores anyway, you know what I mean? So, Minkah Fitzpatrick coming back, defensive dog, great veteran leader. He's definitely going to have to help. He's going to have to help out our secondary room, because when we look at this Dolphins secondary, folks, it's a big old wolf. Once again, let me brag about our kind of front four. We got dogs, Jalen Phillips, Chop Robinson, Zach Sealer, yes, remember the name, and Bradley Chubb. So, absolutely love our defensive line. But this is who our starting corner is, folks. Storm Duck. Storm Duck is our starting corner. And I'm not going to fake to y'all. I don't know who the hell that is. I've never heard of Storm Duck before. I mean, this seems like it's part of the like DuckTales universe. You got Darkwing Duck, Storm Duck. Like, this is crazy. So, Storm Duck, Cam Smith is a big question mark, and probably more towards the bad side of a question mark. We've got Kader Kohou, once again, another question mark. I don't know if this guy's good. I don't think so. I don't think he is. I'm not a fan of Kader Kohou. So our corners are in deep need of some veteran leadership or just some talent to show them how it's done. So hopefully Minkah Fitzpatrick can teach the corners how to be good, even though he's a safety. And Minkah Fitzpatrick may need to be playing safety this year. So we'll see how that goes. But our defensive secondary, woof. So hopefully our defensive line can get pressure so our corners don't even have to deal with anything. But if that's where the trade ended, I'm cool with that. I'm 100% cool with that. Minkah Fitzpatrick for Jalen Ramsey straight up, yes. I do the deal 100 times out of 100. But then there was another stipulation that just kept coming out. And once again, I mean, can we have all the facts and information before we start running to Twitter to be the first one to do it? Can we stop on being the first, folks? Like, that was like 2010 stuff. That was when the internet first came out. Oh my God, I got first. Oh my God. Knock it off. First, not happening anymore. The bots will beat you to it. The bots get it first, okay? And then you're second, and then who cares after that? So stop being first. Who cares if you're first? It doesn't matter, okay? So, get the whole deal before you rush to Twitter. Because I thought it was 1-for-1. It wasn't. We threw in another leader, and this one kills me and it crushes me. Not only did we give him Jalen Ramsey, we gave him Jonnu Smith too. We got rid of Jonnu Smith, folks, and this is an abomination right here. One of the few leaders, I mean, there was really only two leaders on the Dolphins last year. Jonnu Smith and Calais Campbell. That was it. Nobody else was a leader. Tyreek Hill obviously wasn't. Jalen Waddle doesn't talk. Tua wasn't even playing half the season. It was Jonnu Smith and it was Calais Campbell. And we've gotten rid of both of them. So that's great. That's really great for your locker room, great for your team success, building upon what you did last year. Because those were really the only two players playing for us last year, Jonnu Smith and Calais Campbell. That was it. Everybody else didn't want to play, too injured to play, too cold to play. Oh, we're not winning, so now I don't want to play. Jalen Ramsey's like, I want to be out of here. So, absolutely crazy. It once again just ties back to our conversation over the last 2 weeks of front offices and teams not wanting to win, because I don't think this is a move that you do. I get it. You wanted to trade Jalen Ramsey for some reason, some secret reason that you don't tell anybody, even though that you gave him a contract extension last year. So you liked him last year and then you fell out of love with him this year, and it's unmendable and you got to get rid of him, but you can remend Tyreek Hill and all this. So it's getting a little tiresome. I'm not going to lie, as a Dolphins fan. The front office, a lot of boneheads in the front office. Get me up there. Put the beard in the front office, folks. I'm telling y'all. I don't get it. I don't get it here. So, Jonnu Smith, I wish the best for you. Heading over to Pittsburgh with Aaron Rodgers, with DK Metcalf. Man, oh man, the Steelers, folks. The Steelers. And, we just see what they added just this offseason alone. This Steelers team, folks, I mean, they're kind of loaded. I know nobody wants to talk about it because everybody still hates Aaron Rodgers. And, oh, my goodness, it's an old, washed-up Aaron Rodgers staying his welcome too long and an old, washed-up Mike Tomlin who's staying his stay too long. Yeah. I don't know, folks. I'm starting to gush. I'm slowly gushing over this Steelers team. This is what they've added just this offseason alone. Obviously, just now, Jalen Ramsey. We all know Aaron Rodgers. DK Metcalf finally having a superstar wide receiver. And then they also added Darius Slay. So, defense that was already good, getting two great, potential Hall of Famers. I don't know. Is it too early to put them in the Hall of Fame? I don't know. It's up to y'all. But two Hall of Fame defensive corners. Hall of Famer and Aaron Rodgers, first ballot. DK Metcalf, who, I'm sure probably can be a Hall of Famer, if he keeps on this trajectory. You've got the winner and Mike Tomlin. This is a bettable team here, folks. This is bettable, so let's check the odds. Let's check them. Has the odds for the Pittsburgh Steelers dropped in the last month since all of these signings? Let's quickly take a look. Let's refresh on what we got here, our screenshot for the division odds. The Pittsburgh Steelers were third favorites at plus 550, and this is as of June 4th when we officially took the screenshot. So let's see the Steelers division odds now. Any better, or quote-unquote worse, than 550? And here we go, it's 500. It's 500, it's moving. The needle is moving here according to Vegas with all these signings. So, Steelers, the value's dropping, so I guess we got to hit the button. Last call for value. If you're loving the Steelers, if you're gushing over them, the time to lock in the value is now. It will not get any better than this, folks. It will not get any better than plus 500. We just saw it drop 50 points in 1 month. So, watch out, folks. Get it while you can. And I know it's a tough division. You've got the Ravens. You've got the Bengals. But, look, at the end of the day, what did the Steelers do last year? They were competitive in that division. I know they didn't win it, but they won, 10, 11 games? Steelers second, 10-7. Yes, folks, we know the Bengals have a shit defense. We know this. So they could potentially do what they did last year, 9-8. Yes, the offense is good and we love Joe Burrow, but what have we seen the last 2 years? 2 years minimum and maybe even 3 or 4 years? Offense has been declining. It's really the defenses that are reestablishing themselves. We've been tracking, we've been keeping tabs on offensive touchdowns, offensive passing yards. They've been declining, folks. Nobody's throwing for 4,000 yards anymore. It's absolutely crazy. Yes, there may be one a season the last 2 years, but folks, during 2004 to 2016, it was minimum five a year throwing 4,000 yards. And that was 10, 20 years ago. They're not doing that in today's NFL. Even though all the rules, the kickoffs, let's start having them have the ball at the 35-yard line, the 40-yard line. That's all I'm saying, folks. I know everybody loves the offense. Football's only fun because of the offense. People only want to see 80-yard bombs and Hail Marys and touchdowns. That's what Roger Goodell's trying to move the NFL towards. That's what everybody, quote-unquote, wants. I get it. But that's not what's happening. So, the Steelers defense, it's already been great. And then you add two great cornerbacks. Hopefully we can get the TJ Watt thing figured out because he's obviously a huge piece into the success of the Steelers. So, and they were only 2 games out from the Ravens last year. Ravens win 12-5, Steelers 10-7. And yes, the Ravens are good, and it's going to kill me to say this, but what do we know about the Ravens? They're big beefers, and that's usually only in the playoffs. This is really one of the best regular season teams I've ever seen in my life. The Ravens over the last 3 years, 4 seasons. But there's always room for beefability. Like we said, they kind of reserve it for the playoffs, but if that starts creeping into the regular season, they've been at the top for a little bit too long. Do they finally take that step back? We'll see. So, Steelers here, not bad odds if you truly believe. They've got playmakers all around. This is an all-in Pittsburgh Steelers team. So, plus 500, kind of tickling my fancy a little bit. Nice little sprinkle. Let's quickly see if we get any value on their win totals. Probably going to lock us into like a 10 win. But let's see. Pittsburgh Steelers win totals for this upcoming season. Here we go. We get over 8.5 at minus 120 and over 10.5 at plus 275. So we would need 9 wins for minus 120 and 11 wins for plus 275. And I don't think I hate that. Don't think I hate that at all. 2 against the Browns, and you probably split Ravens-Bengals. That's 4 wins just in the division. 3 at worst case. 3 at worst case, 2 against the Browns, and then you either split against the Ravens or Bengals, and then you go 0-2 against the other one. I mean, I would say 3 games in the division is minimum here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But let's quickly walk through their schedule. Is it workable? Is it winnable? Here we go. All we're looking for is workable, winnable games, trying to get us to 9, trying to get us to 11. So here we go. Week 1. This is regular season. Okay. They open against the Jets. I mean, come on. That's a winnable game. I know they're in New York. Justin Fields, shout out. But this is Aaron Rodgers ready for some revenge. He's licking his lips. He's licking his chops. Come on. That's a win against the Jets. They face Seattle. Winnable game. The Patriots. Winnable game. The Vikings. We'll count it a loss, but still decently winnable with J.J. McCarthy early on in the season. We'll count it as a loss just for now. Then they're on the bye. Then they face Cleveland. We've got them sweeping them. We're going to count it as a win. Then they face the Bengals, and we're going to count the Bengals as a win. Split against the Bengals, sweep against Cleveland, lose both against the Ravens. That's how we're just going to go through this quick. We're already at 5 wins. Let's keep going. Then they face the Packers, and that's a winnable game, but let's just say loss. Then they face the Colts. That's a win. They face the Chargers, winnable game, but let's just count it as a loss for the sake of everything. Then they face the Bengals. We already had them 1 win. This is their loss. They face the Bears, winnable game. I'm going to give them the dub. They face the Bills. We'll count it as a loss. They face the Ravens. We'll count it a loss. They face the Dolphins, winnable game. I'm going to count it as a loss here for now. They face the Lions, winnable game. I'm going to count it as a loss. They face the Browns again, win. They face the Ravens again. We're going to count that as a loss. So being very, very generous to the other teams, we counted 8 kind of easy wins here. 8 wins, no problem for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now we add the Chargers, that gets us to 9. We add the Packers, that gets us to 10. Potentially the Dolphins for number 11. If they, split against the Ravens, add another win, potentially 12. So we're liking an 8 to 12 window here. No problem for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What do we get in FanDuel? Any better odds? Over 8.5 at plus 105. 8.5 at plus 105. So that's better value on FanDuel. Same number of wins. We need 9, but we get it at plus money. And then over 10.5 at plus 310. So once again, if you're looking to play some value this year, FanDuel's been getting a lot of better value overall on the book. I'm not going to fake. For this NFL upcoming season, we may have to switch to FanDuel for all of our bets here because we're just getting better odds, better value, and that's what we're all about here at Takes by Fans. Which book has the best odds, the best value? And for the Pittsburgh Steelers, if you believe, you got to head over there. 9 wins at plus money. That is the best value right there. 9 wins. We can see that all day. I don't want to say it gets a little dicey. We got to stretch, but we can find 11 winnable games here. There are 11 winnable games here for the Steelers. So plus 310 if you believe. It's good value. I like the value at 310 there for 11 wins. So, folks, watch out for the Steelers. This is a legitimate team. They're pushing the chips in. This is an all-in win now team, and I think that's perfectly fine. And I think the Steelers fans really have to start coming to the realization that this was the right move this year. Everybody wanted y'all to, draft a quarterback and finally have that figured out and move off of Mike Tomlin, but you got a chance to win it this year. You got to take the opportunity. This is a Super Bowl champion roster, folks. This is a championship roster. Super Bowl head coach, Super Bowl quarterback. You got your A1 tier 1 receiver in DK Metcalf. You got an absolute, screw the offense. Screw the offense, truly. The defense by itself is a championship competing defense, folks. Cameron Hayward, TJ Watt, Patrick Queen, Alec Highsmith, Darius Slade, Joey Porter Jr., Jalen Ramsey, Juan Thornhill, folks. They've got pieces everywhere. Keanu Benton, folks. The Steelers defense alone can win them the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers, you just got to play game managing quarterback. Golly. So, Steelers, folks, the odds are there. The value is there. Who's going to take it? Plus 500 to win the division. They've got a chance. They've got a really good chance, folks. They finished second last year with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. I mean, gosh. I know the Ravens and the Bengals are scaring everybody. I get it, folks. I'm with you. But don't count out this Steelers team. All this experience, one last hurrah, and a defense that can eat up anybody. All right. So, the full terms of the deal, because there was something else even added, folks. A nice little pick swap. So, now that the dust is settled, and we're not trying to be the first ones on the internet, this is the full trade. Steelers get Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith, and the 7th round pick in 2027. The Dolphins get Minkah Fitzpatrick and the 5th round pick in 2027. So, we lose Jonnu Smith, I think, is a big dagger. Dolphins are going to be, we're in the market for another tight end, and the tight end market's not looking real good right now. I won't fake. We're looking kind of best available as Gerald Everett, and don't love that. 6'3", I need something bigger than that. Sorry, something better than, I don't know if he's ever had really more than like 500 yards a season. So I'm going to need something better than that. Tight ends are really dwindling here. What else do we got on the free agent market? Mercedes Lewis. Okay, big old veteran. All right, I don't know. That's probably who we're going to be able to, that's all we're probably going to be able to afford. We got Jordan Atkins still available. CJ Uzama. Okay, all right. We're moving a little bit. We're getting a little closer. I don't mind CJ Uzama. Anybody else here on the free agent list, tight end wise? McCole Pruitt? No. No. And that's really it. Jeff Swaim? No. So, we'll see what the Dolphins do at tight end. That was our bread and butter last year. Tua loved the big old tight end. So we'll see if we can replace it. All right, and one more thing to harp on with Aaron Rodgers and why we have to be gushing about the Steelers and why we can't be betting with our hearts here, folks, okay? We got to be betting with our brains this upcoming season. We got to put everything we know about Aaron Rodgers behind us. I know he's annoying. He's an annoying person. I get it, folks. I understand, and I'm with y'all. But he can still play quarterback. And what we saw last year with the Jets is not Aaron Rodgers. The lack of success was not on Aaron Rodgers. We have to start taking into account that the Jets are so incompetent at the front office, and they are, we know that even Aaron Rodgers' greatness couldn't put a Band-Aid over it. Because I just want to talk about this article very, very quickly. Mark Schlereth recently said that as he was talking to Aaron Rodgers about the Jets, Rodgers went on a 25-minute diatribe about the running game when he was there. Now, I don't know what diatribe is, so I want to look up that word. What the heck is that? Diatribe. Forceful and bitter verbal attack. Okay, yes. Of course he's going to, be bitter about the Jets because they're trash. It's a trash organization. But quickly in this article, it tells us everything we need to know about the Jets and why it's driving me crazy. Everybody in the media is making Aaron Rodgers, making him out to be what he was last year with the Jets, and it's just not it. The Jets are so trash that they would ruin anybody. They ruined Brett Favre, and then Brett Favre went to the Vikings and went to the NFC Championship game. Aaron Rodgers should have gone down that exact same route, but the Vikings said, no, we got J.J. McCarthy. I think that's going to come and bite him in the butt. But the Jets are trash. The Jets are trash. The Jets are trash. Are we hearing me? It's not Aaron Rodgers. Here we go. In the article, before we get to the quote, and it's clear that Rodgers has strong feelings about the franchise with which he spent 2 seasons. Mark Schlereth recently said on his podcast that Rodgers had plenty to say about one very specific aspect about the team's offense during Rodgers' time there. Says, quote, Aaron and I had a conversation about when he was with the Jets. Let me start that over. Pardon me. Aaron and I had a conversation about when he was with the Jets was how abysmal their running game was and how schematically it made no sense. I started the conversation and then Aaron went on for about a 25-minute diatribe on just their run game. Aaron Rodgers, how abysmal their running game was and how schematically it made no sense. I mean, folks, we know their offensive coordinators are, I don't want to call them dumb, but I'm going to call them dumb. I'm sorry. This is the NFL. If you're not getting it done offensively, then I'm sorry. I'm not going to coddle to your feelings because you're not one of the best 32 offensive minds in the entire world. Sorry. Go to college. You can have all the success you want. But no, you're dumb. Sorry, the Jets are dumb. The offensive coordinator, what was his name? For the Jets, who Aaron Rodgers owned, Nathaniel Hackett is dumb. Sorry, Nathaniel Hackett is not on an NFL level mindset. I'm sorry. It's just what it is. So, running game of the Jets was so abysmal and schematically it just made no sense. These plays aren't even going to work with the perfect blocking and the perfect quarterback and the perfect handoff and the perfect running back like Derrick Henry. So not, even if everything went perfect, schematically, it makes no sense. It's not going to work. This is what Aaron Rodgers was dealing with. Dummies, stupids, small brains, small minds in the front office, in the offensive play calling, It's dumb. So we really, I need y'all to wipe the last 2 years of the Jets away from your memory. Wipe it away. I'll do the click. Hey, look at me. I'll do the Men in Black mind erase. Forget everything you know about Aaron Rodgers with the Jets, folks. Do not let that hold any judgment betting and moving forward with the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers this season. It's going to cloud your judgment and it's going to ruin your wallets. Is that what you want? Your clouded judgments ruining your wallets? Of course we don't want that. So, the Jets are so dysfunctional. We've known this. It's not Aaron Rodgers. Bet the Steelers, folks. We're going to be betting them almost every single week. I'm pretty much guaranteed. What do we got week 1? Do we got value week 1? Do we got to lock in value right now? Steelers, Jets, week 1. What do we got? Give me the line. Steelers, Jets, week 1, Steelers -3. I bet it right now. Oh, I bet that right now all day. Look, Justin Fields against that defense. Good luck, Justin. Good luck. Oh, I feel bad for Justin Fields. I mean, gosh, you got all this buzz around you heading into the season. You're in the best shape of your life. You're coming off a successful season. You're the starter. And your first opponent is this gauntlet of a defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yikes. Yikes. So, Steelers -3. Lock it in now. Lock it in now. -102. Oh, my God. People are gushing about the +3. Are y'all crazy? Oh, no. Oh, no. People are betting the Jets +3 now. This is crazy. This is crazy. Y'all will see. Y'all will see. Steelers -3. Lock it in now. Week 1. All right. I think we can move on. I love Minkah Fitzpatrick being in Miami, but I hate that Jonnu Smith walked out the door. It's disrespect. Disrespect. Jonnu Smith, thank you for your service. You were, the best Dolphin last year, so I appreciate you. I truly do. Best of luck with the Steelers. We know you're going to have success there, so go get it done, Jonnu. All righty, let's keep moving on. Sheesh, spent a half hour on that, but it was needed, folks. It's breaking news. I don't know what you want from me. We can make money. Make money off breaking news. People are still sleeping on the Steelers. That's fine. All right. Let's keep moving on here. And before, once again, we can't even start the show yet. We're not even starting the show yet, folks. We've got this, and it needs to stop. I don't know. I mean, folks, I've been trying to tell y'all it's going to be over. So bet while you can, because it's going to be taken away from us pretty soon. Sports betting, folks, y'all ruined it. U.S. District Attorney's Office investigating Detroit Pistons guard Malik Beasley for allegedly gambling on NBA games prop bets during the 23-24 season. Oh my gosh, what are y'all doing? How hard is it not to bet? I know it's fun, it's entertaining, potentially addicting, I get it. But you're in the NBA and you've got millions of dollars. Please stop. Please, you're ruining it for everybody. Not only are you ruining betting, but you're ruining the integrity of the sport, which should obviously be the main importance in anything. This is why we didn't want the NFL and the NBA and these leagues being direct partners with Sportsbook. Because it brings a cloud of potential negativity. It opens up the door for this stuff. Damn. Capitalism, business, it's just so frustrating, folks. It's enough. Is there ever enough money, folks? Gosh damn. Gosh damn. I'm so sick of people being so goddamn selfish with their money. It's insane. Insane. Zachary. Zachary is selfish, folks. Let me digress. But back to this. I mean, seriously, players, please stop betting. Please, please, please. You're ruining the integrity of the sport. We've obviously this is not the first story this breaking of players betting on their own sports, but it's just going to become more prevalent. It is. It's over. It's over. Betting is over. I hate to, be the bearer of bad news and, act like the sky is falling, but it is, folks. It is. We've got Idaho wanting to put a 50 cent tax on every single bet. We got people in sports betting themselves. In the next 5 or 10 years, folks, betting is not going to be fun anymore. They're going to take the fun away from it. But this is what we officially have by Shams. Let's listen to the report. Here we go. Quickly.
A very busy day for Shams Charania. And Shams, we thought it would be mostly team options, player options, free agency. But I understand you have news involving an NBA free agent, but of a more serious sort. What's going on?
This is a serious development for one of the NBA.
Yeah, serious development. Let's stop trying to, get a joke into there. This is serious. Can we take this seriously? I mean, the president of the United States should have, interrupted this broadcast and announced it himself. This is how seriously it should be taken. Not like some cold open of, hey, Shams is with us in studio to break down all the trades, but I hear that you got a little something interesting here. No, it's not interesting. It's not interesting. It's serious. Here we go, Shams. How serious is it? You tell me.
Top free agents right now. Sources tell me the U.S. District Attorney's Office is investigating Detroit Pistons guard Malik Beasley on allegations of gambling on NBA games and prop bets. I'm told it was during, allegedly, the 2023-2024 season. I have a quote from Beasley's attorney, Steve Haney. He said an investigation is not a charge. Malik is afforded the same right of the presumption of innocence as anyone else under the U.S. Constitution. As of now, he has not been charged with anything. I am told, though, that Beasley and the Pistons were in serious talks on finalizing a 3-year, $42 million contract that would have brought Beasley back to Detroit. But
Okay, so his lawyer, his attorney says, "Hey, this is just a charge. Is not a an investigation is not a charge. An investigation does not mean I'm guilty." And that's true, allegedly. Okay, yes. But if the U.S. District Attorney's Office is just investigating, they're not investigating people for no reason. All right, there's got to be a little evidence that makes it a little fishy. So. Hopefully, I'm praying Malik Beasley is innocent. I would love if he's innocent. But I doubt it if it's gotten to this level. Obviously, potentially, allegedly, blah. But I think this is big bad news bears here, folks. So, I don't know how more I got to bag players. If you're a professional athlete, please, for the love of goodness, stop betting on your own sports. I believe you can bet on other sports, no? Is that not legal? You just can't do it from the clubhouse still? But you can bet on other sports from your home? Bet on, please. I know you're trying to get more money swindling the system. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You think you're going to defraud Vegas? Are you out of your mind? It will never work. I don't care how removed you think you are from the situation. Well, it's actually my brother's friend's brother's ex-fiance's wife, sister, boyfriend-in-law, his dad's mother, her grandkids, actually has a friend that's betting on behalf of Michael Beasley. They'll get it. They'll find it. They'll get you. So, if you're thinking about betting on your own sport and controlling the outcome of games, folks, I got bad news for you. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So please. And then we get this evidence, Your Honor. Malik Beasley is following FanDuel and FanDuel Sports Network on Instagram. I mean, obviously this isn't a smoking gun, but it's close. It's close. So we'll see what comes of this, but please don't ruin it for everybody. Please, I'm begging you. Okay, those are the two urgent stories we needed to get into, and actually there's a third one that we forgot. It's our daily Antonio Brown check-in. What's going on with this guy? This little out of control rugrat, Antonio Brown. Do we get any updates? Any more tweets? 40 minutes ago, tweeting out a crypto account. Once again, this is on brand for Antonio Brown. Potential crypto scams and rug pulls. Yes, sir. Allegedly. Let me not get myself in trouble with Antonio Brown. Sheesh, I don't need him coming after me. So, he wants everybody to follow Crypto Beast Real. Okay. On some shit Jehovah hasn't witnessed yet 3 hours ago. That's a pretty good bar. I'm not going to fake. I'm on some shit Jehovah hasn't witnessed yet. Damn. Okay. I see you, Antonio. Once again, just promoting the Crypto Beast account. And that's really it. Doing his classics of the day. And that's that. No update on where he is. He loves crypto. He loves crypto, folks. So that's where we are. That's where we are. The update on Antonio Brown. Check out his Twitter. Check out his Twitter, folks. Check it out every now and then. All right. Now let's go. Ooh, Raheem Mostert. Oh my goodness. All right. We got the Jonnu Smith trade. Raheem Mostert posts about it. And what does he say? Hot take. Raheem Mostert, another Dolphins that we got rid of. And shout out Raheem Mostert. You know I stand for the running backs. I love the running backs. Great player. We're very young at the running back department. So that's why we had to move off of Raheem. He's great. He's an A1, tier 1 running back in this league. Any team would be lucky to have him. I appreciate Raheem. But here we go. Tweet. Hot take. Be a Pro Bowler on the Dolphins. Get treated like shit. Happy for my guys, though. Go ball out. And once again, folks, business. It doesn't matter. Oh, you had the best season in tight end history for the Dolphins. All right, you're out of here. Thank you. You're out of here. Once again, folks, know your worth. Get your money. That's all Jonnu Smith wanted, just a little bit more money. And the Dolphins said, no. Why do you think that? Just because you had the best season ever? No. What are you, crazy? You're gone. You're gone now. Now you're too much money. You become good enough where you think you deserve money, but now you're too good, too much money. Gotta go. Gotta get cheaper. Gotta get worse. Nobody respects talent anymore, folks. I mean, it's just what it is. Once again, the two life lessons that you should always abide by. Nobody wants you to have money, and nobody wants you to have information. Those are the two things, folks. So that's just what it is. That's today's society. I'm getting deep over here, folks. Get your money while you can, because they don't want you to have it. Okay. Okay, all right. Let's keep moving on. But actually, let's tie it into this. Because this is what we're talking about. The people not wanting to have anybody to have money. This is what we're getting. Even Draymond Green agrees. And this is nothing new. I'm not saying anything new. I know that. But, I like to make a big stink out of it because something's got to change. And if I got to be the mouthpiece for that, I'll do it. I'll scream. I'll shout. I've got no problems taking a stand. I've done it multiple times. I did it for the running backs. I kind of did a little stand at my old job because you're not going to treat me like garbage and like I wasn't. Dude, I'm telling you, everybody ever since I've gotten fired from We The Hobby, everyone's come up to me. They're like, I kind of thought like you were the face of the company, all that. And once again, I'm not saying this, and I kind of agree, but I wasn't the one saying this or pushing this narrative. I'm humble pie over here, okay? It's just everybody else telling me that. So it's just so crazy, folks. It doesn't matter what you do for a company, a business. You're always exposable. It doesn't matter. Shout out Zach, folks. Shout out We The Hobby. Some of the worst people over there. I gotta stop now. Okay, we gotta move on. But Draymond Green does the same thing here, folks. And everybody's getting cut from the Celtics and these teams that have success. And everybody's just taking to Twitter. They're like, well, I guess, we're all like, why are these teams doing that? And then people come up there, well, you don't understand the second apron in basketball. You don't understand. They're actually saving money. And that's really, stop with saving money. Saving money for what? To not win? Is that what we're doing? Does that correlate? I could swear, like, if you win and become, like, a good team, a dynasty, like, that's going to provide money for generations. You being shit, what money are you getting from being shit? Please tell me. Are the Carolina Panthers making a lot of money as a business, as a team? Because I probably wouldn't think so when they have to sell their tickets for $1 all season long. You get sideline seats for $2.50. $2.50, folks. Is that bringing in the money? Because I don't think so. Knicks get good, and they've got the biggest ticket prices ever last season. Being good, being competitive. So, all these teams are getting rid of, these great players and all that, and it's because they don't want to pay the money, getting under the second apron, all the money they'd have to spend. Oh, no. All the money they'd have to spend. Oh, no. But here we go. Draymond Green on his podcast says the same thing. Here we go.
Before the deal was signed, this is ridiculous, and it's going to hurt players in the end. No one wanted to listen, and everybody wanted to act like the PA was making a great deal. The PA made a shit deal.
And once again, these player organizations that are, a part of the overall brand, and I get they got players in, they got players in the big roles there, active players, but let's not act like players aren't bought, okay, or players have their own agenda. Malik Beasley, Exhibit A. I don't care about our team or winning. I care about me making money. I'm betting on our own team. So once again, NFLPA, NBA PA, the Players Association, maybe not always making the right deal for the for the players, even though that's why they're created.
PA has done for years now.
So Draymond Green saying, hey, the Basketball Players Association's been shit for years, making bad deals for years.
And
Interesting.
Every year, the pot gets bigger and the business gets better and the players get screwed more.
Yes, every year the pot gets bigger. The NBA, the teams make more money, do better, and the players get shit. The players get shit. We the Hobby growing over 100 employees. Treated like shit.
That's just how this business works.
That's just
Back
how
to
the business
Boston Celtics.
works, folks, right? Business, folks. So, once again, I mean, it's just, it's clear as day. Nobody wants to pay. Nobody wants anybody to have money. Oh, you want us a ring? Thank you. Now we're getting rid of everybody. Hey, Jaylen Brown, thanks for winning us the ring because we know we couldn't just rely on Tatum for it. Thank you for the Eastern Conference Finals MVP and the Finals MVP and your great performance, your clutch performances. But we are going to probably get rid of you because we got to get under the second apron. You're just costing us too much money. And I know you're bringing the notoriety. You brought the trophy, the MVP back to Boston, and we appreciate you. But we're not going to pay you all that money. You're due a lot of money. You're due a lot. You're due a lot of money, Jaylen. That second apron. Whoop. Woo. We were looking under that second apron and we were like, oh man, we got to get rid of you. So we appreciate you, but we're going to keep Jason Tatum. We're going to keep Jason Tatum and that's it. And trade everybody else. Okay. All right. Let's keep moving on here. All righty. Let's go over. Let's start. Let's keep here with the NBA here. Players are getting paid, so we like this. Shout out. So here we go. A couple of players getting paid. We get Julius Randle signing a 3-year, $100 million deal to stay in Minnesota with the Timberwolves. And pretty good signing. He really came into his own this season, and we'll see if he can keep growing or if he's reached his ceiling. Hopefully not, but very good season for him. So he stays with the Timberwolves. We get James Harden signing a 2-year, $81 million deal to stay with the Clippers. So Beard is staying in LA. And I love this one right here. Bobby Portis intends to sign a 3-year, $44 million contract to return with the Bucks. Absolutely love this. Bobby Portis, great big, great defender, great rim protector. He can hit the three. He can stretch the floor. Really, really great player here. Love that he's staying with the Bucks. Him and Giannis, great bigs on the floor together. With Brook Lopez potentially not being on the Bucks anymore. Watch for Bobby Portis' role to grow, and watch out for Bobby Portis, folks. We might be able to cash in real early in the season with his 3-ball value because he should be getting a lot more minutes than what he's been getting. So love Bobby Portis staying in Milwaukee. And then we get this, the last one here. D'Angelo Russell is widely expected to sign a 2-year, $12 million deal with the Dallas Mavericks in free agency. Once again, that starts today, so be on the lookout. But, D'Angelo Russell, bench depth, guard depth, perfect. So watch out for the Mavericks. They do have a squad, if everybody can stay healthy and if the leadership can come through. Somebody's going to have to be the leader on this team. Kyrie Irving, I don't know. Anthony Davis, I don't think so. Cooper Flagg could, but also not. And, D'Angelo Russell, doesn't matter, if he's a leader or not. It's got to come from one of the big three. So, but it's a good depth piece to have here for the Mavericks in D'Angelo Russell. And now one person that everybody must stay away from. I'm telling y'all, what is happening? What is going on? Because all I see is post after post of like, hey, the Lakers, ding, 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 go get them. This will make you guys contenders and all this. No. If you sign this man, you're worse. You're worse than what you were before. I'm telling you. But DeAndre Ayton is finalizing a contract buyout with the Blazers to become a free agent. Everybody must stay far, far away from this man. DeAndre Ayton is not good. Yes, he's big. Good. Okay, good. He's tall. He doesn't do anything, folks. He's absolute garbage. Got to the finals and did bonk for the Suns. A defensive liability. Lackluster on defense, shows no interest in boxing out. He's not physical at all, and his offense is mediocre. I don't know why anybody is even looking or batting their eyes at DeAndre Ayton. And so help me goodness, if the Lakers think this is going to solve all their problems, you're dead wrong. And if I'm LeBron, then I'm truly running away from your team. If you sign DeAndre Ayton and I'm LeBron, who, everybody's kind of expecting to be traded and leave, I do that. I'd be like, y'all don't know ball. You've got Bobo available and you go with DeAndre Ayton? Are you out of your damn mind? So please, I'm begging every NBA team, stay away from DeAndre. I don't even want this man coming off the bench. I don't care. I mean, everyone was making fun of Karl Anthony Towns for being a defensive liability in that series, but you want to go out and get DeAndre Ayton? DeAndre Ayton makes everybody like finals contenders? Don't fall for it, folks. DeAndre Ayton is not a good player. It's unfortunate, but that's what it is. Sorry, I got to be the one to say it because people are I don't understand. Why are we gushing over DeAndre Ayton? What has this man showed at all? He's like worse than Bam Adebayo. I'd rather have it goes Bam Adebayo than DeAndre Ayton and then nothing. Those are the two worst bigs in the league. Bam Adebayo and DeAndre Ayton. And DeAndre Ayton's a lot worse than Bam. So I don't get the hype. We get this by Shams. DeAndre Ayton wants to play in a winning situation. Okay, we don't care what you want. I don't care what you want. Are you crazy? You're trash. You think you're going to play for a winning situation? Then how about you play winning basketball? Because that has yet to be seen in your entire career. Oh my gosh. Absolutely insane. DeAndre Ayton, folks. He's out of his mind. If he thinks he's going to play for a winning situation, he is out of his mind. And then this is what we've been talking about. LeBron James, picked up his player option, but now everybody's thinking that he's going to get traded and kind of maybe force his way out of LA. We get Brian Windhorst saying this is the first time in 23 years he's ever been on a contract that's in his last year. He picked up his player option. We get, this video people are resurfacing. We get LeBron James kind of being heard in the background. It's in the background, but you can hear him say, I ain't mad looking at New York. Right there, you hear it? I ain't mad looking at New York. So that would be interesting. I wouldn't mind that. LeBron, the king in New York. And I mean, that roster is, that roster's good. Unfortunately, you'd probably have to get rid of Karl Anthony Towns. Like if you're trading with the Lakers to get LeBron, the Lakers need a center, so you'd probably have to give up Cat. But if you could keep Cat and Jalen Brunson and Bridges and LeBron, yeah, and OG Anunoby, I don't want him gone really either. I would really encourage the Knicks just to kind of trade draft picks in the future away than their current players, because I would still want kind of Karl Anthony Towns in there. So we'll keep an update on that. Once again, I don't think LeBron James is going to leave LA. He opted into the player option, for the 50 million. His family's still there. I don't really see him leaving, but we'll see. And then we get this report as well by ESPN. There's little to no trade interest for LeBron James around the NBA if he becomes available. Now, I don't know about all that. Let's settle down. I mean, you got a chance to win. You got a chance to win if you bring him. Like what? Teams don't want a chance to win? They'd rather still be trash and then rebuild? I'm like, folks, rebuilding is a myth. Rebuilding is bunk now. Stop with this rebuilding. Rebuild should take 1 year. If you're smart, if people know ball in the front office, you can be back competitive in a year. We've seen it, folks. Stop with this 4 or 5 year long plan of rebuilding. It does not work. It doesn't. 5-year rebuild, folks. Like, what are we doing? You have a chance to win now. Like the same thing with the Steelers. You have a chance to win and be competitive right now this season. And Steelers fans didn't want that. They wanted y'all to draft a quarterback and then potentially, rebuild from there. Hopefully that works out. Hopefully this quarterback works out. How about we get the proven talent and have a chance to win this year and we go after it? So The fact that no teams or little teams are interested in LeBron, that's just insane in my opinion. All right, so we'll keep an eye on LeBron. We'll keep an eye on the story, and I'm closing my eyes. I don't care about DeAndre Ayton. I do not care. He will not go anywhere competitive. So who cares? DeAndre Ayton, goodbye, goodbye, DeAndre Ayton. All right, we got a couple more minutes left here. But let's shift gears to the NFL, some things to talk about. And let's start here because we talked about this yesterday, the 5 coaches on the hot seat. And now we've got some odds. We've got first head coach fired odds of the season. And first and foremost, and this was kind of our number one on the hot seat, is Brian Daboll. Brian Daboll plus 400, according to BetUS, on the first head coach fired of the NFL season. Now, we agree, once again, we don't know if he's an offensive guru or not. We're leaning towards the side of him not being a nice offensive mind here, and we don't really love his coaching style overall. So I 100% agree he should be the odds favorite to be the first one fired. Now, the 5 on this list is interesting. You know, reading the 5 coaches on the hot seat yesterday from Pro Football America, they had Mike McDaniel, the number 1 coach on the hot seat. But the odds reflect that even if he's bad, they're rocking with him for the rest of the season because he's not even on the top 5 odds to be the first head coach fired this season. So good or bad, Mike McDaniel should be the coach for the Dolphins the entire season, and I agree with that. Stop firing coaches midseason. I mean, it's enough. I mean, we know the odds in the NFL. You fire your coach, I mean, you don't make the playoffs at all. It's like 157 or something like that. So I don't care if you're trash. If you didn't fire your coach now, you got to stick with him for the rest of the season. I get you want to get an early jump on the coaching search and all that, blah, blah, blah. I don't like that. I've never been a fan of that. So Brian Daboll, odds favorites to be fired first. Then we had Brian Callahan plus 500. Then Zach Taylor, third favorites at plus 800. Shane Steichen, and once again, this one just does not sit right with me. He just never had really a functioning quarterback to really work out and win with. Plus 800. And when he had Joe Flacco, they were winning, being good. So this whole Shane Steichen, I think he's getting the real short end of the stick. I'm a fan of Shane Steichen. I'm a fan of this Colts offense. And I think if Daniel Jones is the quarterback, they're off and running. And then, once again, another one that I just really don't get, Dave Canales. Why is he even being talked about on the hot seat or potentially being fired in the season? Last year, everything that he did kind of proved to work. He gave Bryce Young the chance to get back into it by starting him early on. It didn't work. He benches him. You start Andy Dalton. Let Bryce Young kind of catch his breath, learn, sit back, take it all in, sponge it all in, and it worked. They were winning games, being successful offensively after that. So I say we give Dave Canales definitely another year. And, if Bryce Young doesn't work out, I think you give him another quarterback, honestly. So not a fan of this list. If you want to say Daboll, if you want to say Callahan, even if you want to say Zach Taylor, okay, because, at the end of the day, we can't be just overlooking our defense. You're the head coach. You got to make sure your entire team is structurally sound. I don't care if you're just an offensive-minded coach, then don't be a head coach, be a coordinator. Once again, everybody wants me to be the coach. Let me be the coach. I got to be the coach. Sometimes you're just a better coordinator. You're not the leader that you think you are, okay? And that's fine. We're in a team sport. Everyone's trying to make team sports an individual sport. We're out of that. Are we not out of that? We're out of that in the NBA. It's team game now. Same thing with the NFL. So we'll see. We'll see if anybody gets fired this season. We'll keep tabs. All right. Let's end on this here. We got the NFL 100 slowly dripping out. I believe the first official episode is sometime this week, counting down the top 100 current NFL players. Counting them down. Once again, we are looking for a lot of running backs inside the top 20, inside the top 10. We're looking at Saquon Barkley potentially to be number 1 because we want these running backs to get paid more money. So we had that campaign of all running backs only filling in running backs on their ballot of the top 20 players in the NFL. So NFL is slow dripping them. They released number 100, and let's update because they released 100 right before we went live. But player number 100 is Ladd McConkey, Ladidi McConkey, the wide receiver for the Chargers. And yeah, get him in the top 100. I've got no problem with that. An absolute dog in the slot. He's fast. He's their best receiver by a mile, which isn't hard to do because Quentin Johnston's got stone hands. But Ladd McConkey, number 100 on the top 100 players. And that's why a lot of Chargers fans are excited for the season. Herbert and McConkey. Watch out for that connection. All right, what else do we got? Oh, we got number 99, Seahawks defensive lineman Leonard Williams, the big dog up front, getting a little love. Love it. Is 98 announced? No. So we got 199. All right. We'll keep tabs on that. We'll count it down as well. But that is going to do it for us today, folks. That's going to do it for us today. Our hour is here. Our hour is up. But don't fret, we are back tomorrow, 12 to 1 for the show again. And we will be live starting tomorrow, 3 to 7 on a live stream. Just hanging out. We're looking at the books, deep diving for that day and how to make a little bit of money. We're reacting to everything, and we're all just kind of having a good time. So come join us for that starting tomorrow. Streaming everywhere. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, potentially Kick. So be on the lookout. But get a good start to the rest of your Monday. The week has just started, so go seize it. And we will see you tomorrow, folks. I appreciate everybody tuning in and hanging out and watching. Take it easy.